In the crucible of Europe's largest conflict since World War II, Ukraine has not just held the line against Russia's brutal invasion, it's rewriting the rules of combined arms maneuver warfare. I'm former SEAL Team 6 squadron leader Chuck Pfarrer, and today we'll take a deep dive into Ukraine's lethal drone technology on the Kyiv Post's Point of Impact. From the dimly lit command posts of Donetsk to the Black Sea's contested waters, Ukraine's drone technology has become the sharp end of a spear that's piercing the heart of Vladimir Putin's war machine. This isn't just a tactical innovation, it's a revolution, one that echoes the seismic shifts of the Spanish Civil War, when German blitzkrieg tactics first shocked the world. Ukraine's drones, especially the FPV, first-person view systems, are the most lethal weapons on this first 21st century battlefield. Empowering company-level units, platoons, and even rifle squad formations, these weapons prove that innovation, and not sheer numbers, can turn the tide of war. If the West steps up with the funding to fuel this drone surge, it could spell the end of Russia's imperial ambitions. 3 years into Russia's full-scale invasion, Ukraine has transformed itself into a drone superpower. From a handful of startups in 2022, Ukraine now boasts over 200 companies churning out unmanned systems that dominate air, land, and sea. This isn't incremental progress. It's a relentless, rapid design-to-combat pipeline that's outpacing Russia's lumbering war machine. Ukrainian engineers, often working in makeshift labs under the threat of missile strikes, are prototyping, testing, and developing drones and new weapon systems at a speed that would make the Pentagon catch the vapors. Designing, testing, and bringing a new weapon system to the battlefield for the U.S. Army can take decades. Ukraine does it in weeks. The result? A fleet of unmanned systems that have redefined combined arms maneuver warfare, much like the Panzer divisions and Stuka dive bombers did for Germany in the late 1930s. Back then, the Spanish Civil War was a proving ground for these innovative tactics of blitzkrieg, coordinated, lightning-fast strikes that integrated air, armor, and infantry. These tactics changed the nature of armed conflict. Today, it's Ukraine's drone-driven warfare that is the 21st century equivalent, a preview of what modern conflict will look like for the next century. The FPV drone, a Ukrainian innovation, is the star of this show. Cheap, agile, and deadly, these quadcopters, often built from off-the-shelf components and piloted with VR headsets, have become the most lethal weapon of the century. Ukrainian drones account for 70% of confirmed Russian losses, hammering tanks, artillery, and trench networks, and even individual Russian soldiers with surgical precision. The FPV drone has been a game changer, a weapon that's turned every rifle squad into a self-sufficient strike force. Just 3 years ago, air support was a privilege reserved for higher echelons, corps or division-level commanders calling in fast movers or helicopter gunships. Not anymore. Ukraine's FPV drones have democratized air power, giving even the smallest tactical units organic capabilities for aerial reconnaissance, fire support, and precision strike. A squad of grunts in a muddy trench can now launch a drone, spot a Russian tank 2 kilometers away, and send a shape-charged warhead through its turret, all without picking up a radio. This is a seismic shift. In World War II, a platoon pinned down by enemy fire could wait hours, or maybe days, for artillery or air support. In Ukraine, a 19-year-old drone operator with a headset and a $500 quadcopter can neutralize a $3 million tank. The FPV's first-person perspective, relayed via real-time video, allows operators to thread the needle through forests, urban ruins, or even bunker slits. Ukrainian FPV drones are credited with destroying half of Russia's artillery and a third of its armored vehicles. Ukraine's drone production is scaling to 15,000 units per month by late 2023, underscoring its principal role on the battlefield. Ukraine's drone operators are rewriting the tenets of land warfare and iterating those tactics in real-time combat. Each Ukrainian drone mission feeds data back to its engineers, who tweak designs, sometimes overnight, delivering new payloads, better range, and jam-resistant controls. By morning, an upgraded drone system is back in the fight. This rapid prototyping cycle is why Ukraine's drones stay a step ahead, even as Russia's industrial might churns out Shaheeds and fiber-optic guided drones in even greater numbers. On land, ground drones not only sweep Russian trenches, but deliver critical supplies and even evacuate wounded soldiers under fire. But Ukraine's dominance isn't just limited to the air. At sea, platforms like Ukraine's Magura V-7 naval drone have revolutionized naval warfare, forcing Russia's Black Sea flotilla to flee from its Crimean bases. These attacks serve to functionally defeat the Russian Navy in the western Black Sea. In May 2025, in a historic first, Ukraine's unmanned surface vessels, armed with Sidewinder anti-aircraft missiles, downed Russian Su-30 fighter jets, proving that drones can dominate across domains. Legendary Operation Cobweb was a triumph of both Ukrainian intelligence tradecraft and technical evolution. It, too, made history. The June 2025 strike damaged 20 Russian aircraft, strategic bombers, fighters, and heavy airlift platforms across multiple air bases, showcasing Ukraine's ability to project power deep into enemy territory. This multi-domain capability mirrors the combined arms philosophy of Blitzkrieg, where air and ground forces are synchronized for maximum impact. A single FPV drone, costing less than a high-end smartphone, can destroy assets worth millions, leveling the playing field against Russia's numerical superiority. At sea, the Magura V-7's ability to hunt warplanes, as well as Russian surface vessels, is a wake-up call for all of the navies of the world. Unmanned naval systems are no longer just auxiliaries. They're becoming the backbone of modern war at sea. But Russia isn't standing still. Moscow has wrapped up its own drone production, leaning on Iranian technology and Chinese components to flood the skies with Shahed murder drones and unjammable fiber optic strike platforms. Since late 2024, Russia's monthly drone launches have doubled to over 4,000, overwhelming Ukraine's air defenses and murdering Ukrainian civilians in their beds. June 2025 saw the highest civilian casualties in 3 years, with Russian raids escalating to 500 drones and missiles per night. Yet Russia's approach is brute force, not finesse. While Ukraine iterates with precision and adaptability, Russia's drones are mass-produced sledgehammers, lacking the agility of Ukraine's FPV systems. Moscow's technological upgrades, facilitated by China and North Korea, are closing the gap, but they're playing catch-up. Ukraine has the tech, the talent, and the will to win, but it's running on fumes. Scaling drone production to the millions needed to decisively shift the war requires funding, lots of it. Kyiv aims to produce 4 million drones in 2025, more than double last year's output. But cash is a problem. A 20-nation drone coalition, led by Latvia and the UK, has pledged $2.75 billion for 1 million drones. But delivery lags as allies rely on their own limited production capabilities. The Danish model, pooling donor funds to buy directly from Ukrainian manufacturers, offers a faster, cheaper solution by leveraging Ukraine's own innovative ecosystem. But this is where the West must step up. Just as the Allies armed the fight against fascism, funding Ukraine's drone surge could be decisive in stopping Putin's Nazi aggression. Failure to act risks prolonging the war, eroding Western security, and emboldening autocrats globally. The stakes are clear. The Ukrainian victory is a firewall against Russian imperialism. Ukraine's drone innovations are a warning to the world. Adapt or be left behind. The FPV drone's rise as one of the battlefield's deadliest weapons, the democratization of air support, and the rapid prototyping cycle are lessons that NATO must heed. Ukraine's tech-savvy warriors are proving that small, agile forces can outmaneuver larger foes, and this is a blueprint for 21st century conflicts. But time is short. Russia's drone production is surging, and its air offensive is escalating. Without Western funding, Ukraine's edge could slip. Trump's mega deal for Ukrainian drones sounds encouraging, but the U.S. doesn't always deliver on its promises. Time will tell. The West must recognize what Ukraine's drone operators already know. This is a fight for survival, not just for Kyiv, but for the world. A drone surge, backed by decisive U.S. support, could end Russia's invasion and secure Europe's future. The question is whether Washington has the attention span or the guts to pull the trigger. For the Kyiv Post, I'm Navy SEAL Chuck Pfarrer, and I'll see you again at the point of impact.